Hey everybody, I want to make you aware that the BILT HAMBER, the first three products, you see in my cabinet here, I have all the BILT HAMBER stuff around here somewhere as I've been testing and playing with stuff for, it seems like it's probably been a year now. We finally have the pre-order live. The touchless is the new version. So make sure to get your pre-orders in. My guess is we'll probably sell that container out before it arrives. So if you want to lock down your spot on the first container, I'm just not sure of the demand. It costs a lot of money to bring a full container over. And so I wanted to be, conservative, not bring 2 or 3 all at once. And so for a little while, we'll probably just be, basically taking orders and then shipping it out as soon as it arrives. But make sure to get your orders placed. It's live in the store. Link is in the description. Go to obsessedgarage.com. Appreciate your support, and hope you enjoy the BILT HAMBER product that we're so excited about. And I think you're going to really like it. So thanks for thinking of us. We'll see you soon. All right, everybody. I think it's about time that I update you on where I'm at with tools and the tool process. I still have Stallvilla. I placed the order, but I'm waiting on my order to come through or the products to start showing up. And then Knipex, I had a catalog and somehow it disappeared. I was 3/4 of the way through the catalog, circling everything and then working on my spreadsheet. And so I have a new catalog coming, so I have to start over with that. But I finished Wera, I finished Koken, and I finished Hazet. And so what I've been doing, this is my favorite thing to do in the world, is I get my catalog. So I have my catalog here. So here's my Wera catalog, here's my Koken catalog, and I just walk around. It goes in my front seat, it goes in the bathroom, it goes on the couch when I'm sitting there watching TV, and then I start doing this. So I start going through the catalog, and I go through it one time, and I'm like, oh, those are kind of cool looking. And then I'll come back through the catalog again the second time, and I'll start circling. All right, so notice there's red, there's highlighted, and there's green. So I think the green was my first run through. I'm like, I think I want everything green with the check marks. And then there's some things that I ended up not buying, and so I go through it 3 times. I go through the catalog 3 times. It's 335 pages. And then once I'm through the catalog, then I go in the spreadsheet, like the order guide or the price sheet that I get from the company when I become a dealer. And then I go back through the catalog with the spreadsheet, with the website open, and I cross-reference and I start, making what I think to be what would be a complete set. And so this here, if we were to look at this is the stuff that didn't make the cut. So this are the Koken tools. So of I think I ordered like Koken, maybe 18,000, something like that, dollars worth of tools. 25,000, something like that. So this is the small section of tools that I didn't choose. So if you're watching this video, hit me up. I'm gonna make a little list of all these tools that didn't make the cut. I'll try to make little sets and things like that, and I'll sell them to you at my cost, which is considerably lower than retail. So then, when I get the tools, they come in little baggies, and then I get all the baggies and I unbox everything, and I just fill up that toolbox with all the stuff. And then the next step is to then lay it all out on the table after I've unboxed it. And then, so I had actually laid it out on the lift. And then I started to go back through the catalog and the spreadsheet, make sure I got everything, that I get all the stuff. And I'd lay that out on the lift. And then, once I'm done with that, then I go and start to say, well, what would a complete set of 1/4" drive stuff look like? What would a complete set of 3/8 drive look like? And what would a complete set of 1/2" drive look like? And then from there I start thinking about putting it in a drawer, and how am I going to do that, and what kind of drawer am I going to put it in. So here's some of the 1/4" stuff. So that's where I'm at. I'm into the drawer stuff. And what I was waiting for, I don't like these blue ToolGrid thingies, and so I got all my OG gray stuff, and I'm actually going to outfit all the Koken in my Lista box. So let's go look at the Wera stuff first. I'll show you that because I've finalized that. So what I'm building to start is the Matt Moorman collection. What do I want in my drawer, in my cabinet, when it comes to tools? So, I love the Sonic setup. I love the organization level of having the foam. I think it's awesome. I think it functions well. I've been using Sonic tools for probably 3 years now. But you know, Sonic doesn't make the best screwdriver. I'm aware of that. I think Wera does. So I did have I bought a couple of PB Swisses. I bought and I put my hands on Witte, WITTE. I put my hands on and bought some Wehas, and I just liked something about this appeals to me. There's some argument the other PB Swiss makes the best screwdrivers, but I don't like their handles. I like all the variety of the Wera stuff, and I don't know. It just appeals to me. So then what I did with this, I bought the entire line of screwdrivers. It was like 513. We have a video on the channel of them all laid out on my giant, 20+ foot long countertop at my house. And so then I just, started sorting through them. All right, which ones do I absolutely not care to have? And this was a really hard thing because I love all of these screwdrivers. So then from there, I've laid them all out, and we have 3 different types of screwdrivers. There was actually 4 different types. There was the, I have a few of them here. So there's 334 SK, which is a wrenchable type. They call this Craftform 300 series. Then there's the 900 series, which is the hammerable version where the shaft runs all the way through the handle, so we could use this to hammer. This is also wrenchable. They're stainless, so really designed to be used with stainless fasteners, but I couldn't give these up because they look so freaking cool. And then there's the traditional 334 style. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to have, so if we sort of started at the beginning, I have a couple of the small screwdrivers, but what I wanted to have was I wanted to have a sort of organized structure of length, tip size, and then style, the 900, 300. And so this is what I came up with. And so, for example, let's say we looked at like a 150 millimeter. So in 150 millimeter length, so that's the length. So 150s, we have a, let's see, 150 starts here. So we have 335 series at 0.5, and then we have 334 or 3334, which is stainless, at 1.2, 6.5, and then I kind of work my way up the line to complete what I think is a full line of 150 millimeter screwdrivers based on the different tip options and the different types of screwdrivers they have. But for example, they have a, so this is a 1.6 150 and 1.6 150. Why the heck did I do that? I'm confusing myself now. These are 9. This screwdriver shouldn't be here. This is redundancy. See, this is why I go through this like 100 times. 1.6 150, 1.69, 1.69 150. Yeah, this screwdriver doesn't make the cut. And there's no double check this. This is going to mess me up here. So if we were to do 1.2, 1.6, 1.6, yeah, that was supposed to come out because these screwdrivers are basically the same thing, right? One has the laser tip, which I like, but I like the extra ability. If I'm going to use this, this type of screwdriver, this size of screwdriver, I'm going to do the 900 series. So the 334 SK needs to come out, and so I'll have to shift all this stuff over. And so if we did the same thing at 334, so 1.6, 1.6, 1.2, yeah, so we have the various different types of materials that take care of our roughly 0.8 size blade. And so anyway, this is how I think about this kind of stuff. And so this ends up being, well, now it's, so let's see, it was, I think 37 straight blades. Now it's 36 straight blades and 32 Phillips. I'm missing one that I need to order that was on back order. And so this is what my screwdriver array looks like. Then I bought all the micros, and you don't use these very often, at least I don't. And so instead of having the regular screwdrivers, like these that are, you know, fixed screwdrivers, which I like having. These are going to be the bit style, and so I have both the ESD handle, the electronic discharge type handle, and then I have the, you know, regular type here. So the special and then the regular, just in case I'm ever working on anything electronic. And so these, I have, you know, all the little different bits in here. I need to figure out a better way to organize these so I don't have to dig through that. And then these quick little nut drivers, I like having those. They only make 3 sizes, and so those are part of the package as well. And then this is my favorite drawer here. So VDE, I like having voltage screwdrivers, or, you know, voltage resistant screwdrivers. I think they're cool, but I don't want to have the fixed version of the screwdriver. It's a lot more money, and so instead I bought the bit style. And so I have all the different types, and then I narrowed this down. They have twice as many versions of these, but I narrowed it down to create a complete set. I do like their, whatever you call it, L keys. So I think the L keys are awesome. And I chose the stainless version, even though technically you're not supposed to use it unless you're using it on the stainless screw. The stainless just looks prettier, and I think it's worth the extra couple of bucks. I do like their, these will go in with Knipex, they're jokers. I think they're a really cool, you know, different version of a crescent wrench or an adjustable wrench. And then here, I also like, I couldn't give it up. I like the quick, you know, bit change type, you know, setup. And then this is the new OG version of the ToolGrid bit holders. And so I have a whole different, you know, grouping of bits. And I actually like the Hazet versions of the bits better. And so I brought in Hazet, and then Koken's impact driver thingy is better than the Wera version. And so this is what our screwdriver set's going to look like. I think all in on this, I have to add it up, but if you were to buy this whole drawer, and so these 2 drawers with all this stuff, I think it's probably like $2,000 or something like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. And so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an essentials. We have a lot of redundancy. You don't need the stainless screwdrivers. There's a lot of excess here that in a normal sort of essentials kit, you certainly wouldn't buy. So from here, I'm going to build an essentials and then everything in between. And what I think I'm going to end up doing with tools, I'm never going to be able to stock this. This stuff is coming from all over the darn world, especially when we incorporate Japanese, German, different brands from all over the place. It's going to be nearly impossible to stock this. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to have a master collection on the site, which will be special order. It'll probably take us a week or 2 to aggregate it and get it out to you. So the master collection is going to be like, I don't know, $50,000 or something crazy like that for every tool. Then from there, we'll have a master collection screwdriver set, master collection, you know, Knipex set. We'll have a master collection socket and ratchet set, and then we'll sort of dumb that down to a simple essential set. And then through our design team, we're going to offer a full design service where we can build you anything in between. Maybe you already have some of you have this or that, and then we can kind of build it piecemeal custom for you. We won't charge anything for the service because I'll be making some money on, you know, the margin on the tools is what I'm thinking we'll probably end up doing. So my plan here is to get this built out in the store, but really give you a pathway to our design team to have them help you outfit, and then we can go gather up your tools. I mean, think about it this way. You've been waiting your whole life for this, like I have. What's another couple of weeks to get it right? And I'm telling you, to get to this point, I spent, so let's say there's $2,000 worth of screwdrivers. I think I spent like $17,000 or $18,000 just to figure this out. Plus at least 200 hours on just screwdrivers. Now, I can't take a lot of credit because it was the best 200 hours of my freaking life. You know, call me a nerd, call me what you want, but it was like, I was like eating constant ice cream with a bottomless stomach. It's so much fun. I've had so much fun here this weekend on Sunday. I'm sitting here watching something on Netflix, and then I'm building this drawer right here. You know, I mean, it's a gosh darn dream to me. So I put this drawer together and then piddling with it and trying to figure out, well, can these fit in those bit holders? I'm missing 9 bits, so there's 9 more bits that I need to order that I didn't have that I discovered. And apparently I need to go back through the screwdrivers again because I've made a mistake on that. And so I'll go back into my subset of things and figure it out. So the Hazet stuff, most of the Hazet stuff doesn't hold up to Koken. I think Koken's much better. So the first thing I'm doing is sort of narrowing it down. I went to SEMA, I've been shopping all different kinds of tools, listening to all your feedback. Where should I start? Which ratchets, which sockets, which pliers, which things should I consider? Of course, you saw me buy all the Snap-on stuff, see if there was anything Snap-on that really I was excited about. I did a giveaway on the Snap-on stuff because I didn't like it really, any of it. And then of course I have all the Sonic stuff to see if any of the Sonic stuff makes the cut. These didn't make the cut, so I guess I'll be maybe selling off drawers at a time or something. I need to figure that out. The Stallvilla wrenches are much better than the Hazet stuff. So I didn't screw these down. I need to screw these down into place. But all the Hazet wrenches didn't make the cut. The Nepro stuff is really, really cool. So just to prove to you I have the Nepro stuff. I like it a lot, but the Koken is just more precise. These are prettier, but I like the Koken better. The prettiness of this is kind of bulky and heavy. I probably will keep this. I probably won't sell this just because I really think it's cool. But this to me is more like an art piece than it is a use case piece for me anyway. What else do we have? So we have some more, more of the Hazet stuff. So I'll be selling this stuff off. Most of these aren't made in Germany. Most of them are made in China, a lot of them. And there's kind of a lot of jank to the Hazets. I'm hoping the Stallvilla is a little bit more precise, but there's a lot of, see if I can find one that you can just see kind of the casting is just kind of not very clean on a lot of these. They're just not great. And then the bulk, the thickness of a lot of them, like the long reach ones, it's just not great design. The ratcheting ones are pretty decent, but believe it or not, I think I like the Taiwanese and Chinese Sonics much more. So I think on the ratcheting wrench side, Stallvilla doesn't really do much ratcheting. So they have like a different sort of style of ratcheting wrench that I don't like as much, so we'll figure that out when it gets here. And then these are all the sockets. The Hazet sockets are nice. This is all the 1/2 inch and 1/4, 3/8. They're nice, but the Koken is like next level. So these are nice sockets. This drawer is probably $20,000. So I need to, hit me up if you want to buy some Hazet at my cost on the cheap, maybe even a little bit below my cost. I've got a lot of redundancy here now that I need to get rid of, but I have a complete set of Hazet stuff here, or a relatively complete set of Hazet. So then if we walk over here, so here's where I'm at with, this is a homologation of a little bit of Hazet, a little bit of Wera, a lot of Koken, right? So if you were to look at the, this is going to be a stud kit, which would be separate for doing threaded studs. So Koken has a specialized kit there. And then I'm also going to have a special kit of extra long, what do you call these things, extensions? I like this. I like having this. You never know when you're gonna have to go from top of the engine bay to into the bottom somewhere, try and take header bolts or something like that off. And so my philosophy on Koken, I went through the whole catalog. There's in my master collection, there's quite a bit of redundancy, like some of these like universal. These are the universal style. This is their Z series. So Koken has 2 different series. They're really, really precise. Really thin-walled Z series, like these guys. Really thin-walled, generally pretty shallow depth. And then they have their regular series, the regular stuff, which is also really nice. They're A series, M series, whatever, depending on the type of socket you have. And so I have some redundancy here because I have the regular universals, which are pretty sick. But I also wanted the Z series universals. Now, when we put an essentials kit together, I mean, some of that redundancy is going to be waste that you don't need. But Koken has such unique sockets. They also have these like really amazing, the nut grip style. Remember when you saw me do that on the Wera video, they had nut grip type with a little ball bearing, but they were kind of cheap. Well, these are like best in class, amazing. I didn't have to wipe these down or clean these up. This is how it comes, just beautiful. Beautiful precision. And then their interface, the anvil to socket interface, is in a completely different class of precision on how it connects to the Z-Series ratchets. So I'm almost exclusively Z-Series, which costs quite a bit more. These are all 72 tooth. Their non-Series are 22 teeth, which I just don't like. So I like that precision engagement. 72 is kind of a nice happy medium. A couple of the Hazets have 80 teeth, but this is just a really great user experience. And so on the 1/4 inch side, they don't have the B style yet, where the button style. So this is just a, I guess a friction style, ball bearing friction style engagement. But I wanted the long reach, the flexible heads, and then the normal length, and then these are all the ratchets they make in 1/4 inch. I do like this, having this style ratchet. I don't know what you call this style, articulating head or something like that. And so I actually added these to the package, and so I want these in my drawer. Sometimes it's nice to have this ability to turn the ratchet sideways, and it still works well with and engages well with all of the Koken. I think it does. I need a push button on this one. Yeah, so the engagement's still not quite as precise as it is on the Koken, but I can still function and use it well. So we have some Wera small, really low profile stuff. T-handle style. I've got, and I did things like, if they made a Z-Series, which is the higher quality, extension, I always chose the Z-Series extension. Kathleen was telling me something about this and regular non-Z-Series. Yeah, so on Z-Series, the wobble style, so wobbles on regular non-Z-Series. Let me just grab a regular socket here. So they have a fixed and then a wobble option with a regular style. So it's fixed, and then as I push forward, then I have probably the biggest angle on the market of wobble flexibility. But if I use a Z-Series type, it only gives you the option to wobble. It won't go into the fixed position because the depth is not as deep. So that is one thing to keep in mind, is that these Z-Series, they don't make a Z-Series wobble. And so with the Z-Series sockets, they don't work on that. But look at these, like 1/4 inch Z-Series are tiny little sockets, which will come in handy in certain tight areas. But this is pretty expensive right here. I don't know what this is, maybe like 180 bucks or something like that. So in the bit type, or like say straight blade type bit, or hex, or Allen key type, Hazets have this tie coating, which I like a lot. You can see in the 3/8 side, this tie coating is pretty sweet. So I actually like these much more than the Kokens, and so I'm incorporating, best in class per category. That's the point of this, is to curate this. But we're doing the tie coated sets, complete sets of Hazet stuff to incorporate and use, with and add to our Koken line. But then Koken has something that I wasn't willing to give up either. They have nut grip. And so this will actually hold on to a bolt. So I did want that as well. But in a system where I'm building out a more essentials kit, we're obviously not going to have both of those. But then look at this, like some of the Z-Series universals. I mean, they're freaking incredible. Look at how cool that is. They have these little adjustable quick release type. I don't even know what you would call this breaker bar. I forget what they called this thing, flexible ratchet or something like that. You can put a universal on here and grab one of the Z-Series sockets. Just have a really cool setup, functional setup. It's just awesome. And then the engagement is so freaking great. They're flexible extensions, really, really cool, super high quality. I'm really pumped about this. So the NetPro stuff has more fit and finish, more polish to it, but something about this, as soon as I got my first box of Koken, I just knew immediately. I thought I was gonna have that feeling with Hazet, but as soon as I got my hands on a, these are a, what do they call this? Surface drive, where it engages the nut in a little different position, where if you have, rounded off nuts or things that are problematic. So like in an essentials kit, I wouldn't include this. But in a perfect world, this is what my 3/8, my 3/8 drawer with these ratchets, so from here to here, is like $10,000 retail. Actually, it's $10,000 at 15% off, which is what they sell it at. They sell it at MAP, 15% off. And these are great to have for suspension, right? When you're taking the top nut off of your coilovers. So having those kind of tools, and then they have the Z series, universals. But I still want the regular universal. I have it here somewhere. The regular universals will articulate 90 degrees or close to 90 degrees. Yeah, and these are nut grip universals. So I did draw the line. This isn't everything that they make. So there is some things that I've taken off, when I was ordering the catalog. And then on these ratchets, I like the push button version instead of the friction version, the friction only. And so the push button engagement to me is my preference. So I can, release it. It pushes out the ball bearing and detaches, all 72 tooth. The other cool thing that they make, which is really popular for them, is they make a 1/4 inch drive size, but for a 3/8 tool. Isn't that neat? So when you have a really tight area, still a 72 tooth operation, but in a 1/4 inch profile with a 3/8 inch anvil, and they make it in the articulating or the flexible head as well as the fixed head. It's freaking sick. And my favorite thing is I love these handles, because they're a lot of times like the Hazet handles, the Wera handles, I don't love from a dirt perspective and grease perspective. I also don't love the, like say, the Snap-on's version where it's all just, stainless, because it gets kind of gross feeling. And so it's like the best of both worlds. And then in the 1/2 inch stuff, these things are freaking great. This is their impact for lugs or nuts, and then they sell replacement plastic. So this is the part that gets messed up. These are like $2 or something like that, and you would have a couple of those extra. So if you ever mangled your plastic, you can easily replace them. Whereas a lot of the others, they may have like my Sonics, which I have here somewhere. I have my Sonics. See, I always end up breaking the plastic, and they never sell the new plastic. So for sure the Koken stuff will be making the cut there. They also have some aluminum ones, which are kind of neat, lighter weight. I'm not sure what I would use that for over that, but cool nonetheless. And then they have the low profile version. So if you have some sort of low profile area where you needed a little bit of extra extension, then you would kind of put these together, and notice it nut grips on. So you can extend it out if you needed to. So if you had some sort of deep pocket in a deep dish wheel or something like that, kind of super sick. Just awesome stuff. And then they have the Z series version, which I just can't give up. So they do have the Z series as well, which is, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's freaking cool. So we have our nut grips, we have our deep wells, we also have our semi-deeps. So they do semi-deep in 3/8. They don't do semi-deeps in the 1/2 inch. And then notice the Z series. So even though there's redundancy here, Z series versus regular series is quite a bit smaller. Thinner wall, and then shallower depth. Extensions, the Hazet stuff Hazet ratchets, because the currently Koken only has a single half-inch ratchet. So this is the only one they make, the 4725. They make the ZB, and then they make the Z, which is the regular friction type. So in the Z series, they only make the one, and I didn't want a 22 tooth ratchet, and so we did the Hazet stuff. I think this is the 80. No, this, I forget which handle is the 80. This is the black handles are the 80 tooth, which is really nice. But just look at the difference. They're not, I'm gonna pick this every day of the week. But I wanted some long reach versions, and then I wanted to have, again, the articulating head style from Wera, and then I wanted this is a cool design where you have the extension handle, which is kind of a neat ratchet. So I like this one a lot, so I kept this in the package. But man, just look at how good this, I mean, I don't usually use universals, but I'm gonna use this for sure. It's just freaking sweet. So that's where I'm at currently. Wanted to update you. Of course, we have the the Sonic stuff. I still think out of all the ratcheting wrenches, these have been my favorite. I just like these a lot. They're ratcheting. I like them more than, I mean, the snap-ons were pretty nice, but I like these a lot better. I think I actually have some others here too. What am I doing? There's some other versions of it. Where do I have those? I don't know if I have them here or if I have them at my house. Not there. Not there. I don't know, man. The Sonic Allen keys are nice too. I think I might like those more than the Weras. So long reach. I don't know if I have the other set of ratcheting wrenches here. I don't think I do. Got a lot of stuff going on here, people. There's going to be some fire deals coming up here soon. Yeah, I have them at my house, but I've got some extra, Sonic wrenches and die cutters and pliers and stuff like that. Most of these are made by NWS, for Sonic. So Kinepix is next on the docket. We got some of their, vice grip replicas and stuff. So yeah, a lot more work to do, but I did want to update you. If you're interested, if you want me to help you out, if you're ready to buy something now, I'd love to sell it to you for sure. Whether it's my extra stuff or if you want me to build you a kit, just hit me up, matt@obsessedgarage.com. I'll be happy to talk tools with you, help you through it. And then eventually I'll get all my team up to speed with all the spreadsheets and all the products. And then what I'm hoping to create at some point is create like a virtual, just like we've done with the garages, where we can design your drawers virtually. And we'll also have, say with the screwdriver set, I'll have a recommended kit. We'll sell a specific kit of exactly the amount of parts and pieces you would need to ToolGrid out. And then the long-term goal would be to then do it in foam in the future. But the new ToolGrid stuff I'll show you over here, my new version is all gray. I just got this in the other day. I don't like the red and blue stuff. So all the wrench holders that are red and blue, all of the socket holders, everything's gray. So we've got all gray and all OG gray version. We even have our own boxes, Obsessed Garage, and then we have our own version of ToolGrid with a little subtle hex on there in black, and so you do black base, gray pieces, and gets rid of that red, that red and blue, which is ugly. So this is coming here shortly. I think the container's on the water, so it should be here soon. But the key is to figure out what the master collection is to give you something to start with, and then you can utilize all of my pain and suffering, all of my eating ice cream to leverage that to help you make decisions, because this is one of those things you don't want to make a mistake on. It's a lot of money, very expensive, once in a lifetime purchase. And so use my time, my expertise in shopping to help you, put together your dream tool set. And, it'd be great if you'd buy it from me because it helps me out a lot. So Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. This toolkit's coming together. Just figured it was important to update you on where I'm at.